Oh yeah, it ain't over, motherfucker.
Here's what they think about you. 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 Here's what they think about you.
Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, check out my video on the YouTube channel, and it's the announcement of the Canelo-Khan fight. At first, I wasn't sure if De La Hoya was trolling or if it was actually a fight at the time I recorded the video, but it was later revealed this is actually a true fight. Amir Khan tweeted it, saying it's an official fight. They have a trailer, De La Hoya, Golden Boy, other sites. Everybody's talking about it, right? So make sure you check out my video. I kind of covered it, and I'm going to do some follow-up videos to that, talking about Canelo versus Khan. And just, if you follow my channel, know that Ego Veli will be involved. Now, I want to give the fan reactions, because a lot of times people, I'm one person, so I make my videos, give my thoughts, my opinion, always unadulterated, always truthful, let you know what I see. But sometimes you got to mix it up. And a lot of people say, oh, Ego, you're biased. You just don't like this, or you don't like Golden Boy or HBO, or you don't like this and that. So these are fan reactions from people from different walks of life, different ages, different genders. This is not even my opinion. So you guys can thumb down the video, do whatever you want, thumb it up. It doesn't matter. This is the fan reactions, honest reactions that I've gotten from the announcement of this fight. So we're going to go through some and just see what the overall pulse is for Canelo versus Khan. And again, this is not my thoughts. You guys can get mad, but I will, or excuse me, Ego Veli will give the thoughts on this. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram too, at Boxingego. And I have a pretty good following there. You guys see 24.2 thousand followers, and a lot of people were engaged. So that's the good thing with the announcement of this fight, is that it got a lot of people talking. And here's the tweet from Amir Khan. He states, and he has a verified account too, delighted to announce I will be fighting Canelo May 7th, Cinco de Mayo, he means Cinco de Mayo weekend, Las Vegas, for the 155-pound WBC title. Now, the funny thing is with that is there shouldn't be a Canelo weight title at 155. It should be the middleweight 160 titles, but since he's been fighting at Canelo weight, I guess it is what it is, and this is what we have to deal with. So we're going to read through some comments. Here's what they think about you. And the thing is, with me, I did not even actually give much of my standpoint in this post, which you guys will be able to see. Damn, I got a lot of comments. 321 likes. We're just going to go through some of the comments and see what people are feeling about this fight. Again, this is from the boxing world. Oscar De La Hoya says he likes to make the best fights. So let's see what the fans have to say. And I said, well, Khan got the big fight that he wanted. Lineal middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez to defend his middleweight titles against Amir Khan. Cinco de Mayo weekend thoughts. Hashtag Canelo-Khan. First comment, Khan is going to get destroyed. Another one from Brian. Glass chin versus hammer fist. Okay. Garbage. I'm winning 216 for the 155-pound title. Crying emojis. I didn't know such title existed. Oh, wow. Khan wants a big fight so bad he will fight a guy 30 pounds heavier than he is. Canelo took this Khan fight because Khan is a big name, so it can distract us from the fact that he's ducking Triple G. Shaking my head. Canelo too big and strong for Khan. Rest in peace to Khan's chin. At Boxingego. This might be worse than Salka Garcia. New Jersey Devil 76. Thumbs down and the do not sign. Designer reality. Is this a joke? No respect for Canelo. Wow. XO_Eddie went off. It looks like fucking ridiculous. Canelo does absolutely horrible against quote unquote boxers, people that move and use the ring a lot. Look at Laura and Mayweather fights. Those type of fighters give him problems. That's why I don't understand why his camp and De La Hoya would do this fight. He should have fought Triple G. Perfect formula for a great fight. Two dudes that move a little and fight a lot. At the end of the day, I'm a Mexican that doesn't want want to see Canelo lose, which is why I'm ranting. But at the end of the day, a true champion will adapt to any style and win. So if Canelo is a true champion, he will adapt and pull it off. Plus Khan, a glass chin. They went a little bit different than I was expecting with that comment. But the thing that's kind of inconsistent with whatever they were saying was a true champion will adapt to any style. Yet you're saying the style that gives him problems, which is the Laura Mayweather fighters that move. You're saying you don't want to see him fight a guy like Khan because they're going to give him problems with moving. But then later on, you're saying that a true champion can adapt to any style to win. So why do you want to see a fight with Triple G, two guys who fight a lot, and not the style that gives them problems if a true champion can adapt? So I don't really understand that comment, but let's move on. Next one is from Mr. Brainium. Khan is going to die, literally die. You have to respect his determination to get a big fight, but this doesn't sound like a logical fight for himself. Acerta 760. Boxingego. Soon as Canelo hits Khan with a straight right to his glass chin, fight will be over. Only thing helping Khan will be his speed, footwork, and range, because the quote-unquote lineal champ has too much of everything else, especially weight. Khan gonna get destroyed. Bro, holy fuck. Much better fight than a Rosado-Clottey fight. I hope they fight in Vegas because I want the Triple G fight in Texas so I can go to it. Laugh out loud. I disagree. I think Rosado, he's like 6 foot, 6'1". He's a warrior. He has been stopped. He has 9 losses. He's been stopped, but he's been stopped late by guys who stop people early, like Gennady Golovkin. David Lemieux's a big puncher. He went the distance with J. Leon Love. Peter Quillen, he was holding his own. So I think that's actually a tougher fight. See, and this is the thing. You got to understand, a lot of people in boxing, they go off of names. Oh, it's a name. I don't care about names. Names mean nothing to me. Styles make fights. I like the stylistic matchup. And I'll tell this person right here, Rosado versus Canelo is actually a much tougher fight than a lot of people will give it credit for. People are going to look at Rosado's win-to-loss ratio, like 9 losses or whatever, and say something different. But you got to look at it. Styles make fights. Rosado's actually a guy who campaigned at 54 and moved up his first fight to 160 at the full one instead of doing a catch weight to fight Golovkin. So it shows you right there that he has balls just like Khan, and he's willing to challenge himself. Plus, he has experience at 160, and he's 6 feet tall. So I think that's actually more of a challenge. Like, that's just my personal opinion, because Khan's a good fighter, but he's out of his element to me in terms of the weight, the size differential. Let's see. Finally, now you got to back up all the hype. And he mentioned Amir Khan. Arturo wrote, Boxingego should say lineal middleweight champ. We all know the real champ is Triple G. But on a serious note, do you think now that Canelo is fighting a smaller guy, he will stick to his 155 limit, or will he exploit his size and say fight is at the full 160? The fight's at 155 catch weight, so that clears that up. That's how much Khan and Canelo have agreed to, so it's not going to be at the full 160. Mike Thrill Baby says, laughing my ass off, he about to get fucked up. Khan is a much better fighter than those guys and probably has a better chance than them, even though this fight doesn't make much sense. They fighting at Canelo weight. I actually want to see this. All this shit Amir is talking about his skills improving will be put to the test. Canelo really made a weight class. This is bullshit. Khan isn't even ranked at light middleweight or middleweight, and he would just get knocked out in the first round. He will be fat as fuck at light middleweight. Shit fight won't last more than 3 rounds. That's harsh. You're absolutely right, but how is this fight going to prepare Canelo to face Triple G? He's fighting a smaller person who has to come up in weight. Now, that's a great question, and Eagle Valley will touch on that when I do the separate video. That's one of my biggest things, is the whole agreement with the WBC, Canelo, and Triple G. They were supposed to do this, have these voluntary defenses, in order to further propel a Canelo Triple G mega fight and have them negotiate that after if they get past their next opponents. And just what you're saying, I don't see how, even if Canelo went in there and knocked Amir Khan out in the first round, hypothetically, and I'm not saying I don't think that's what will happen. I'm not saying that's Amir Khan's chances, but hypothetically, if he went in there and blasted Amir Khan, Bradis Prescott style, first round, right? It doesn't prove anything to me. It doesn't prove that Canelo can beat Triple G at 160. Triple G says they're not fighting at anything under 160. So they said they're going to force him as the mandatory. They'll force him to do the full 160 to make the fight, or he's going to have to vacate. That's Tom Loeffler and Triple G. They've been pretty firm on that. So I just don't, to me, it doesn't give me the comfortability of knowing that Canelo Triple G can be made even if Canelo gets past Amir Khan. Because, again, you're fighting a welterweight who just moved up to welterweight 3 fights ago. And even before that, after he got stopped by Danny Garcia, I think his first fight with Virgil Hunter was at a catchweight with 143 against Julio Diaz, and he got floored and hurt in that fight. So, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the senior in high school picking on an 8th grader in terms of the size differential. Let's continue. Amir is going to get KO'd. A welterweight and a super welterweight fighting for the middleweight title. Huge fight, yes. Good for the sport, not so much. Khan going to whoop Candle. If Canelo don't get added to the cherry page, that's nonsense. Fuck it, let's watch it. Even if Khan boxes to a masterclass, he still won't get the decision. There's no way Khan gets the stoppage against Canelo. This is crazy. He was fighting at 140 not that long ago. Canelo could kill him. Smiley emoji. Now, actually, that's a very good point, Cameron in Bradley. I didn't even think about that, but that's a very, very strong point. Canelo, I thought, lost to Lara. I thought the fight was close. I thought Lara started really strong. Canelo did not want to replicate what happened in the Mayweather fight, so he actually went for broke a little bit more and started digging to Lara's body. Lara, like, when he started feeling those body shots, he kind of got lazy with his offense, and he was just like moving and just pot shotting even more than normal. So it made it for a close fight, but I did have Lara winning by maybe a round or two, a slight margin, and they gave him the fight anyway. And even worse, Mayweather versus Canelo should have been pretty much a shutout. Beyond the 3rd round, if that, you couldn't have given Canelo really any rounds. He was getting dog walked by Mayweather. And CJ Ross's dumbass still gave the fight a draw, saying that Canelo did enough to earn a draw. So that's a very good point. You got Amir Khan, a Heyman fighter who last fought on Spike PBC. He's been on Showtime, and he basically, for the most part, he's been across the pond. And he's going in against Golden Boy's remaining cash cow, who only has 1 loss, and that's Canelo. So Amir Khan, without a doubt, this is my opinion. Here's a fun fact. Amir Khan has 1 knockout, not TKO. I'm talking about KO. He has 1, and that was to Zab Judah, and arguably Zab Judah maybe could have continued, but he was just arguing, and he got counted out by the ref. Whatever. But the point being is he has some TKOs, but Khan is more of a rangy, overwhelm you, especially when he was with Freddie Roach. Maybe TKO. Canelo's never been dropped. He didn't get dropped by Mayweather, didn't get dropped by Lara, he didn't get dropped by Cotto. So I really have a hard time believing that Khan could stop Canelo, because you look at the weight doesn't benefit Khan at all. You know what I mean? People say, oh, he's tall. Yeah, he's taller than Canelo, but at the same time, height doesn't matter. Chris Algieri was taller than Pacquiao. It's about the two fighters and the stylistic matchup. People want to bring up height. Jeffrey Matabula, he's like 5'11", almost 6 feet tall, and he fights at super bantamweight. So he's taller than Canelo too, by maybe 3-4 inches. But Canelo would kill Jeffrey Matabula. You know what I mean? So the height doesn't have anything to do with it. It just depends on your God-gifted attributes and stuff. So that's a very good point from Cameron. Is even if Khan did somehow outbox Canelo, would they give him a decision? I mean, they almost tried to give Canelo some saving grace in the Mayweather fight, which he clearly lost, and then a lot of people thought he lost to Lara. So, I mean, between the Mayweather and Lara type of scorecards, I don't know. Someone said, please add Canelo's picture right next to Danny. Rest in peace, Khan. Canelo is cherry picker, such a mismatch. Good one. And Complex Gent says, I love Khan because he has the biggest balls in boxing and will fight anyone, but this is not a fight he can win. Canelo looked like a tank versus Cotto. Khan doesn't even have close to the same power as Cotto. He's going to have to get on his bike and run the whole fight. Plus, all of Canelo's fights are fixed, so no way he wins on the scorecards. He better hope Canelo rolls his ankle during the fight. I don't believe in everything being fixed, and like some people have a bunch of conspiracy theories, but I do agree with the rest. He did look like a tank, and Cotto couldn't even move him or hurt Canelo, so it's going to be an uphill battle for Khan to do that. Yes, he has speed, somewhat of angles, but again, sometimes there's a saying, a great little guy will lose to a good big guy. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo's a really good fighter, to be honest. He's a good fighter, and he's a boxer puncher, so slow feet, that's his biggest downfall. So we'll see if Amir Khan can exploit something. Next one, props to Khan, though, for taking the fight, laughing my ass off. Hey, I agree. I think this is not even a bash Khan. Khan, he's stepping out of his element. He's going for the gusto and trying to challenge himself. So this is boxing. I would never shame a guy for something like that. It doesn't make sense for Golden Boy and Canelo to be taking this fight, in my opinion. Always dreaming 0-2. That's the part I disagree with. It's a bullshit move on Canelo's part, but Monroe and Rosado wouldn't really prepare him much either. I disagree with that. He would be better off fighting Danny Jacobs, who just destroyed Quillen. Now, I mean, Danny Jacobs is obviously a good fight, but I don't know. I don't know with the Heyman De La Hoya deal, because from what I understand, Khan, his dad negotiated this with De La Hoya, and Heyman wasn't really involved. That's pretty much what is being said. But I think Monroe and Rosado would easily be a better preparation than Khan, because the biggest thing is Khan's 3 fights into his welterweight career with no stoppages at welterweight. So it's really, unless something freak, maybe Canelo doesn't train right, or he gets like a flimsy chin all of a sudden overnight, I just don't see him stopping. So if Khan can't hurt Canelo and he can't stop him, then that means he has to outbox him for 12 solid rounds. A guy who's been hurt in pretty much all the weight classes he's been in. You know what I mean? It just seems like such an unfair match for Amir Khan. And that's not taken away from. But what Mayweather does, people forget Mayweather is an elite masterclass boxer. He could fight guys 15, 20, 25 pounds bigger because of everything he brings to the table. He's a complete fighter. He's elite. He has defense. He's elusive and cat-like. Amir Khan, he doesn't have the defense like Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes his heart gets in the way and he stays in the pocket too long. It's just, I don't know, man. Love _03 Lena. Khan might get decapitated. Freddie said, damn, he's going to get taken out like trash. That man ain't trying to go up 5 pounds, but will fight a man coming up 8 pounds. I have to agree with what you said, though. Laugh out loud. Canelo may seriously hurt Khan's glass jaw. This is the most stupid thing I've ever seen. Boxingego. Khan has left the building. I mean, I'm not trying to stack everything against Khan, but I'm really breaking this down stylistically, and it's just everything about it is an uphill battle for Khan. And I'm not radical, so I'm not going to be like, oh, he's glass chin. I actually know people in the Khan camp, so you know what I mean. Out of respect, I'm not going to go in and try to not be realistic about it. It's just, like I said, it's an uphill battle for Khan, because the weight is the biggest thing. If Khan had been fighting at 54, maybe. If it was an Earl Spence Jr. or Thurman, Kell Brook even against Canelo, maybe. Because those guys are big welterweights. So even though they don't necessarily have experience at the full 154 or 155, they're power punchers. And they're big for the welterweight. So I know they have to cut a lot of weight to make welter. Khan, he has a big frame, but he's not the biggest guy, right? And I know, and that's coming from people that have seen him, that I know. Next, Canelo gonna punish Amir Khan. Who you got? Please don't disappoint. Major Canelo cherry pick. Out of all the 160 and 154 pound fighters, he picks a 147 pound fighter with a glass chin. And Khan must want to die for a payday. Damn. How's Canelo going to be ready for Triple G fighting smaller guys? Again, that's a common theme. And see, y'all, I'm just responding to the comments. You guys can get mad or whatever. This is what you guys are saying. Canelo KO Khan in 6 rounds. Mark that on your calendar. It's no Mayweather, but I'm sure Khan is happy. This is a great fight. Props to Canelo for fighting Khan. I don't know why Canelo's getting props. Props to Khan as well. No, props to Khan for challenging himself and going up in weight to be different. You know what I mean? That's something that Canelo, he's big. See, this is the thing. I give Khan credit for that. That's a challenge. He's stepping out of his comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Out of his whole weight class to try to fight a good boxer puncher with power, right? And you got guys like Triple G. He's had opportunities, and only some of them he wants to fight at 168. You have Canelo, who's way too big, who's making his own weight class at 155 for the last couple of fights, probably since Mayweather. Every fight since Mayweather has been a catchweight. Mayweather was a catchweight, Anguilla was a catchweight, Lara was a catchweight, James Kirkland was a catchweight, Cotto was a catchweight, and I don't know why you're giving props to Canelo for that. You know what I mean? He's making up his own weight class, and he's naturally big. You've seen him versus Cotto. He looked huge. He's like 173 pounds from the eye test, 176 maybe. And he's fighting a guy who has 3 welterweight fights and minimal power. No welterweight stoppages or anything. Again, not like a Keith Thurman who has welterweight stoppages, Earl Spence who has welterweight stoppages, or Danny Garcia even, who has welterweight stoppages and he only has 2 fights there. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Danny Garcia looked like he was hurting Robert Guerrero, who's never been stopped. And his face, Robert Guerrero's face at the end of the fight looked pretty shitty. And then his first fight at welterweight, Danny Garcia, got a stoppage against Paulie Malignaggi, right? But Khan fought Luis Collazo, Devin Alexander, and he blasted them, but he didn't stop them. You know what I mean? He knocked Collazo down 3 times. I don't think he knocked Devin down. And then I don't think he knocked down Chris Algieri, who had been coming off a 6 knockdown Pacquiao loss. And that was his first fight at 147. So again, that's a testament to Khan. He's not the strongest welterweight at the moment. Lot happier if it would have been around 151 or something, but I've seen worse matchups, so I guess I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing to me. It seems like they would have at least picked a matchup or a catchweight that was more beneficial for both. Because I don't see how this benefits Amir Khan at all. I think the fighting at Canelo weight is what he's been doing. He's been doing that since Anguilla. So that's exactly what benefits Canelo, and it doesn't benefit Khan, in my opinion. When Triple G been fighting bum his whole career, at least Canelo has faced 3 elite fighters. Like the kid gets so much hate. Rest in peace, Amir Khan. That head getting knocked clean off. Very poor decision by HBO, WBC, and most importantly, Golden Boy Promotions. Danny Swift still the greatest, haha. But when did Cinco de Mayo become May 7th? Boxingego, tell Khan to edit that and put weekend. This is a no-brainer, Mexican flag fucker. Khan getting knocked the fuck out by that oversized Chucky doll. Khan career is over. Trash fight. Canelo's going to beat this dude's ass. Damn. Y'all going in. This is a fucking disgrace to the sport of boxing. He doesn't fight a middleweight. He doesn't even fight a junior middleweight. This fucking clown chooses to fight a welterweight and a chinny one. This bitch even created his own weight class, 155. I really want to see how this redhead bitch and his cross-dressing promoter defend this bullshit. Shaking my head. Worse than Berto versus Mayweather. Worse than Pac versus Algieri. Damn, David, you went in. I like the emphasis on the middleweight ego. I see you. Hey, I call it like I see. It's a middleweight, the lineal middleweight titles that Canelo has, and he's fighting a welterweight. This is really a fucking bad idea. His speed will be his best ally. Run, Khan, run, or it's lights out early. But on the real, forget the size difference for a minute and realize that Canelo doesn't shy away from facing boxers faster than him. When's the last time Triple G did that? Now, I mean, that's cool, but at the same time, it's still, I can't give him credit. He's not facing a speedy guy his size. You know what I mean? If he was facing like Julian Williams, a 54-pounder at least at 55, someone who's athletic with speed, or Demetrius Andrade, okay. But he's fighting a guy who's never even fought at 150 or above. So, I mean, I can't really compare that to Triple G or anything. At least Triple G's fighting middleweights. Not necessarily the best people on earth, but they're at least his size, or they've been fighting at his weight class. Only thought is I'm disappointed in Canelo. He should have fought a fighter at 160. Monroe Jr. would have been a great fight. He was a good boxer with not a lot of power. I agree. I think if you look, he's a tricky southpaw. He hasn't fought since his loss to Triple G, but again, he's at least a middleweight. So if you wanted to prove to the world that you're going to fight Triple G at middleweight, then why not? I mean, what better way than to actually fight a middleweight? Laughing my ass off, second round KO. Is this a joke? While people overlooking Khan, he might have a shaky chin, but he could fight. I agree. I mean, I don't think that people are overlooking. I think people are really breaking down the matchup. What I've read so far, they're really concerns of mine also. You know what I mean? Khan is a good fighter. There's no taking that away. But again, it gets to a point, unless you're like a proven elite. Khan is a guy who's been stopped before by smaller guys about his size. Now he's going up a weight against a guy who spun Kirkland around. Now, granted, Khan doesn't fight anything like Kirkland, but at the same time, Kirkland at least has a puncher's chance to land something big and like really rock Canelo. But I don't think Khan has that. He's like a more of a blistering speed dude, especially with Virgil Hunter. He's been more economical with his punches. I just don't see it as a good look. Canelo Laura all over again. What a joke. If Khan fights smart, he shouldn't get a shot. Hop Canelo does what the Pat-Man. I don't even know what that says. Khan will get knocked out. Algieri almost knocked him out. Canelo will for sure. Khan was taking all those right hands from Algieri, flush in the fight. Algieri, a natural 140-pounder who doesn't even have much power at 140. And he's fighting a natural 154-pounder who should move to middleweight because he's too big, who also has killed power at 155. Really not a smart move by Khan, laugh out loud. This could be career ending. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to read the rest, I could do this all day. I just want to give you guys a sample of what people are saying. Fuckboy scared, laughing my ass off. This nigga talking about just DM him. I don't know what that is. I think those two people arguing. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think of the announcement of Khan Canelo. It's not, no one's saying Khan's a bad fighter. Notice this is the difference. The people who are casuals, they usually don't take the time to write a educated paragraph. Like the last comment I just read about the guy bringing up Algieri. Algieri doesn't have much power at 140, evident by his BoxRec, his resume. You can go to BoxRec right now and look at that. He was coming off a 6 knockdown loss to Pacquiao, moved up in weight, and he rocked Khan in the first round. And he gave Khan a tough fight. And that was Khan's last fight. He's been on a layoff ever since then. Meanwhile, Canelo had 2 fights last year, Kirkland and Cotto. And to come off the Cotto win and to take a guy up in weight, it just doesn't sound right. And it doesn't sound fair. And again, you notice the people who actually have something intelligent to input, they break it down in a paragraph. Like, oh, this is Chris Algieri. He didn't have much power here. And then he hit Khan with flush rights. But then other people just say dumb shit. So look for who's really breaking it down in the comment section of this video. Ego Valley video to follow. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.